So Tracy was like, Juanita, you crazy. I said, girl, he is fine, honey. I said, his dimples are so deep. I said, And I thought at that time you was still, I thought you was Mexican and black. I knew you wasn't straight nothing. I don't know if you was black and white or Mexican and white. I mean, Mexican and black, or I just knew you had some black in you. But I also thought there was something else there as well. Because you didn't look like just straight black to me. Like I said, you looked like a Mexican when I first met you.
I can't, but I got them good genes.
Oh, whatever. Whatever. So, after that, I think I was so excited because I was like, I don't know why I was so excited when the first day you called. Because like
It's 7 o'clock.
I talked to people and things like that, but I don't know. I don't know why the excitement was so great. Maybe because I thought finally I can get a Mexican that was free. I'm just saying. So
that's a story for a different day.
Yeah. So anywho, so like then we proceed to talk. Let's move on to when we begin to move forward in our conversation and our relationship. So like I wanted him, he didn't want me. Then
I wanted her, she didn't want me.
And then
that happens.
I don't know, we just couldn't seem to get on the same wavelength at first, And when we finally did, it just...
Love works like that sometimes.
And when we finally got on the same wavelength, we became really good friends. I was a friend to him, and he was a friend to me. And the times where life got some really tough for him, I was an outlet. Now, he might have had a girlfriend, but I was his friend. And I gave him friendly, godly, loving advice. And I didn't have no motive behind it, because at this time, remember, I didn't want him. But I was his friend. And our friendship just kind of built and built. Now, there was a time when he made me mad that I didn't want to be his friend no more. And I was like, God, I'm tired of him. He make me mad. Oh, I'm his friend, but he ain't my friend. And the Lord said, you won't be friends with him you'll keep being friends with him until I say not to be friends with him anymore. And I was like, okay, Father. And so I stayed his friend. And from there, tell me what made you become more and more attracted to me as we were just being friends?
Really, as our conversations got deeper and as we really got to know each other's personalities, and that's what really kind of set things in motion for me. Like at that time when I was going through things in my life, and I'm also too at times when you were going through things in your life as well. Mm-hmm. And when you would call and talk to me, and really that what really set things in motion was when you had that one young gentleman tried to approach you about leaving town and moving with him.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And I tried to be.
Come on, tell me. You gonna make me blush on this first live TV show, or pre-recorded show or whatever it is. Listen, come on, talk to me, baby.
I was trying to be. I try to have my feelings out of it as much as possible, talking to you about that. It was hard though. It was.
Okay.
Because of the feelings that I had developed for you. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that was a kind of a hard situation to deal with.
Okay, so from the time we met to the time this happened, what was the time span between that?
That was what, like
No.
That was what, 99 when he approached you about that?
Was it 99? I don't remember.
It was 99. Late 99, early 2000.
Yeah. Maybe early 2000. Like the end of part of 99, because my mom, you know, she had gotten sick in 99 too.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was like towards the end of 99, in, you know, like mid to late part of 99. Anyways, and I just wanted to know your opinion about it, because I was a little apprehensive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were right to be apprehensive.
Because, you know, he wasn't a constant, but, you know, he was never disrespectful. He was much older than I was, at least by 15 or 20 years, I think. You know, and I think that kind of made me a little apprehensive. And then, you know, he had some military background, and he just listened to some of his stories. I was like, I need to call my friend about this one. And that's when what you think about this, Jason? You know? And so, in turn, those were some of our beginning times.
Yes, they were.
And they were necessary for the building of who we are today, you know, and some of the things we've had to come through, you know. And, you know, being friends at first was not what I totally desired, but I'm glad that we became friends before we became lovers, because it made the depth of our love, I feel like, a little bit more sweeter. You know what I'm saying?
And just think about it. Now, if we didn't have a friendship that grew over time, some of the things that we went through, what we have gone through as far as in our marriage, do you think we would still be together?
Probably not. I'm almost certain we wouldn't. You know, I'm almost certain we wouldn't, because sometimes it was the friendship that kept me, and I'm sure it was the friendship that kept you sometimes, because in marriage, trials come, life happens, and when life happens, sometimes you don't have anything to fall back on but that friendship. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So it was when we had some of our toughest times that I was like, I don't like him right now, but could I live without my friend? You was my friend. You was my best friend. So I was like, yeah, no, I can't live without my friend. So we gotta talk this thing out, figure it out, so that we can have a story to tell. And now we're here telling our story, sharing it with the world.
And also too, I'd like to say this, when you get married, you don't know how your vows will be tested on any end. You don't know about sickness. You don't know about health. You don't know about the good times, the bad times, the valleys, the mountaintops.
Baby, and they come.
Yes.
Oh, low valleys and high mountaintops. But sometimes them valleys seem like they can go deeper than your mountaintop experiences. But you have to have God in your life to understand that the difference between your valleys and your mountains, and be able to have the right perception of what each one of those things mean, and what you're supposed to learn through each one of those experiences. Because marriage is hard work. Marriage is love. Marriage is commitment. Marriage is beautiful. Marriage is sweet. But it can also be crazy sometimes.
Yes, it can.
So you can't think that even though we might look like we don't have no troubles, it don't mean we don't have troubles. Every marriage is tried and tested. The enemy is a fair attacker. He will attack us all. I'm just saying. So, you know, although it's not, how can I say this? Although we might look polished, there are still some things that in life you are continuously polishing. It is not perfected. And it will not be until we both leave this world and we are called home. But we try very hard to make sure that we keep God first in our marriage in every situation. Even when we don't like one another, when we fuss in and whatever, we try in every situation to keep God first. And that was another one of the things that I felt like when we first met was super important to me. His relationship with Jesus Christ. And to know that I was like, you can't lead me if you ain't being led by the head master. You know, if the Lord ain't leading you, you can't be the head of my life. Because I had a relationship established with the Lord, and no one was to come between me and Jesus. That was what it was. And if he couldn't respect it, deuces, you know. So I had a standard set that I was not willing to let go or let down for anybody. Not even as fine as he was, I wasn't even letting that standard down. No, ma'am, I sure wasn't. So, with that being said, I don't know if that made him have more of a reverence for me, but that also made him play around a little bit when I say first started talking. We wasn't together as a couple, but when I first started liking him, which is why we went through that phase of he liked me, I didn't like him, I like him, he didn't like me, you know, the back and forth, because he couldn't respect my standard in the beginning. But when he seen I didn't let my guard down, he had to learn how to respect that standard. Point blank and period. Wasn't nothing else gonna be.
Okay, so we do have a question from one of the audience members. Jason, this question is for you. Mm-hmm. How important was it for you to see that standard, that godly standard that she talked about, and how did